Listener advisory. This episode of The Hoard explores true crime subject matter involving a minor. While the narrative avoids explicit details, it contains brief mentions of sensitive themes and physical harm. Due to the nature of these topics, listener discretion is advised. Welcome to this episode of The Hoard. I'm Cody Hunt. People always ask me, why are we recording a true crime podcast for a school show? Isn't school stressful enough? Well, I think about it this way. School is all about exploring the unknown, researching, and looking for answers. But what happens when the mystery isn't in a textbook? What happens when the secrets are real? The Hoard is my way of diving into the unanswered questions that live outside these school walls. So grab your headphones, take a break from your homework, and let's look at the facts. This is Philadelphia's coldest case. For 65 years, he was just a ghost. A 4-year-old boy found in a box, nameless and cast aside. He became a symbol of that city's failure to protect its children. But in 2022, that ghost was finally given a name. Joseph Augustus Sorelli. Today we're going to walk the whole timeline, from the chilling find in the Fox Chase Woods all the way to the DNA science that cracked the 1957 mystery. And later, we'll dig into the most debated theory in true crime history, the tale of the woman known only as M.
File 1. The Box in the Woods.
It's February 25th, 1957. A young man is checking his muskrat traps in some woods off Susquehanna Road. He stumbles onto a cardboard box. At first, he thinks there's a doll inside, until he looks a little closer, and he realizes it's a little boy. Being terrified that the police will catch him for trapping illegally, he doesn't say a word. The next day, a college student named Frederick Benoit sees a rabbit darting into a bush. He stops his car, follows it, and finds the same box. This time, he calls the police. When investigators arrive, they see a scene that will haunt them forever. The boy is unclothed, wrapped in a faded plaid blanket, lying inside a JCPenney bassinet box. He's painfully thin, just 30 pounds. His body marked with scars from surgery and some clearly from abuse. But what really sticks with them was his hair. His sandy blonde hair that someone had cut recently. And they cut it pretty bad. Clumps of it were still stuck to his skin. It made it look like someone was trying to change his appearance in a hurry.
File 2. The Decades of Silence.
The Philadelphia police didn't just investigate, they obsessed over this case. They printed 400,000 posters. They put a photo of the boy dressed up and posed in a chair to look alive into every gas station in the city. Tips poured in. They checked orphanages, hospitals, looking for a match with those surgical scars. Nothing. For 65 years, the boy was buried under a headstone that just read, "Heavenly Father, bless this unknown boy." Investigators, like Remington and Bristow, spent their lives and their own money searching for answers. Bristow was convinced a nearby foster home was involved, but he never proved it. The case went cold, frozen, until 2002.
File 3. The Theory of Woman M.
It's May 2002, and a psychiatrist in Ohio has gotten in touch with the Philadelphia police. One of his patients, known as M, sometimes speculated as Martha, had a disturbing story. Martha claimed in 1954, her mother, who's a well-known librarian, bought a young boy named Jonathan from his birth parents. According to Martha, her mother was a monster. He kept the boy locked in the family's lower Marion basement for 2.5 years. Martha's account is harrowing. She described the brutal physical and SA abuse. She said the boy never left the house, and then there was the night of the murder. Martha said the boy had vomited his dinner, a meal of baked beans. His mother, in a rage, took him to the bathroom and slammed his head on the floor. A lot of people seemed to dismiss Martha. She had a history of mental illness, but investigators had to pay attention because she knew things that no one had ever told the public. The baked beans. The autopsy from 1957 showed the boy's stomach contained baked beans. Martha shouldn't have known that. The hair. She said her mother cut his hair after he died to make him harder to identify. That matches the awful haircut the police saw. The water. Martha had claimed he died in the bath. The autopsy found washerwoman's hands, a sign the boy was in water for a long, long time, before or after death. The box. Martha said her mother made her help dump the body. She described Fox Chase Woods and even the box, all with exact details, even though she claimed she hadn't been there since she was a kid. Police did search the house Martha described, but found nothing. Neighbors didn't remember any boy living there. Was Martha telling the truth, or just filing memories from a local legend? To this day, the Woman M theory is the only one that fits the puzzle of the baked beans.
Case 4. Restoration of a name.
Even as Martha's story stayed unresolved, science kept moving. In 2019, the boy's body was exhumed again. This time, forensic genealogist Misty Gills and her team at Colossal Biosciences used SNP DNA sequencing. Not only did they get a match, they built a family tree. On December 8th, 2022, Commissioner Danielle Outlaw went on record. The boy in the box is no longer unknown. His name is Joseph Augustus Zarelli. Joseph was the son of Augustus, or Gus, Zarelli, and a woman from a well-known family. Both parents are gone, but Joseph has half-siblings who are still alive. Now here's why the M theory hits a snag. Joseph's biological family lived just a few miles from where he was found, but the city has no record of him being sold. His birth just wasn't registered in any way that could be tracked.
File 5. The conclusion.
So now Joseph has a name, but not justice. Was he really sold to a librarian like Martha said? Or was he the victim of a family secret hidden for decades? The Philadelphia police say that they have suspects, but they aren't naming names yet. Joseph Augustus Zarelli finally has a name on his grave. What he needs now is justice. So why record this for a school show? Because Joseph should have been sitting in a classroom, just like ours. Instead, his story was hoarded in a cardboard box for 65 years. School teaches us to look for answers, and Joseph finally got his name. A name. It's a reminder that no matter how deep a secret is buried, under floorboards or in the woods, the truth eventually demands to be heard. I'm Cody Hunt. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Hoard. Class dismissed.